Community service can be an invaluable way for young people to build character while helping others. It's also a great way for teens to show their value, impress people, develop leadership skills, and even make connections.
It's really nice when you see somebody who's coming to help out an event or a function or a fundraiser who wants to be there because they want to be there. So I think volunteerism is probably the best way students and teenagers can get involved in the community and make it a better place.
Well, I think that it's self-gratification, that you're doing something to help. You have the ability to help someone, and that's big. So I think the kids understand that if it wasn't them out there doing the community service, some of the stuff might not get done.
Here at Medford High School, we try to provide or try to give the students the incentive to give back to their community with the community service requirement. You know, we say that by the time you graduate, we want you to do 60 hours of community service.
They get to go to the nursing homes. They get to go to the daycare centers. I know my English as a second language students helped with the language program for adults. They would babysit after school in a daycare room while the adults, many of them being their parents, would learn English.
Many of the children who were children with me years ago are now actually part of the Family Network, receiving community service hours, working with me in a variety of ways, and not just with me, but other parts of the community.
You can't stress enough, get involved with your youth leagues, get involved with your community, your churches, the YMCA.
I love the fact that St. Mary feels that the older kids work with the younger kids. I think that's great. It gives a real good feeling for them to go down and help the young kids. The young kids look up to the older kids.
A lot of the students go down to the Mystic River and they participate in the Mystic River cleanup. And they participate in that, and they try to give back to their community by doing you know, an event like that when they feel very positively coming out of it.
We are always looking for volunteers to help with Circle the Square and with the festival.
Certainly Circle the Square, we've had a lot of involvement from various student groups, different performers, kids who are doing fundraisers and want to have a public exposure, plus of course a whole bunch of students who have volunteered with Circle the Square, so they get the opportunity to get some sort of hands-on experience in learning about running a program like what we're doing.
You know, they're introducing themselves to people that may be helpful to them in their endeavors when they're in college or in their careers. So I think it will benefit them as well.
We have our mural that's outside. I mean, that was all community-based as well. I mean, the kids did a whole bunch of it here, but we had a community paint day where parents came in who wanted to work on the mural.
We were involved in the Switch Box or the Traffic Box program, where we engaged teenagers and adults. They had to be together, work on a project, come up with an idea. We wanted it to talk about the positives of Medford. It's funny, I get a call one day from Alabama. Hey, I saw this news report about these switch boxes you're doing, and I had a woman from Waltham call me. I drove by Medford the other day. It's funny, it's spread like wildfire, it really has.
At after-school programs, students often discover other like-minded teens who don't drink or do drugs. Students who want to pitch in and make their school and community an even better place. A recent event at Medford High School called the Teen Summit was just one example. It was a fun afternoon in which teens got the chance to collaborate, practice problem solving, and foster leadership skills. Just as importantly, they got to witness firsthand and recognize those abilities in their peers and themselves.
We have an Above the Influence program here. We have peer leadership, because we also want kids not to always feel like the adults have to help them, that they can help each other and promote that kind of responsibility.
And like a lot of teens doing like drugs and drinking alcohol and stuff like that. And most of that, some of it is true, but most teens don't do that. My peers never pushed me into this stuff. I've never done it myself, and I know very few people that have.
We have a Builders Club that's very active.
The Kiwanis that I belong to, the Builders Club.
They do a lot of charity work, not just for this city, but for the world.
They fundraise, they decide where the money goes.
After the Haitian earthquake, we have a lot of students here from Haiti. We were able to put together a fundraiser within 2 days and raised a couple $1,000s to send down to help those families.
They're learning at a young age that what they do, that they may be kids, but they can raise a lot of money and they can make a difference.